everybody, welcome back to another episode of I Am I. My name is Joshua Ansley. Hey there, buddy. Just little pups. And today, I'm always afraid thinking that I can't repeat what I've talked about. And I'm talking about shit for like 3 years. And all I do is wind up repeating the same shit anyway. But I definitely haven't spoken about, hey, let's say hello, pups. Say hello, pups. All the pupsies. All right. So, gratitude, right? So I've talked about gratitude probably every Thanksgiving for the past few years. And it's one of those things where I'm not negative about holidays like Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day, where it's like, oh, we have to, or Mother's Day, where it's like, oh, mothers should be respected and appreciated all year long, and love should be something every day of the year, let alone just one thing where we can just monetize it and commercialize it and all that kind of stuff. All that nonsense is fine. But really, gratitude is something that is one of the most powerful tools. And I hate to hyperbolize. Actually, it's not true. I love to hyperbolize more than you could possibly ever imagine. But hyperbole is a tool. It is a poetic tool, and it is a spiritual tool to understand. It's actually just a device used to get you. When they talk about it, and a lot of scriptures talk about use hyperbole for you to understand the depths of like how amazing this thing is. So they use hyperbole, but really gratitude really is that amazing. And it blows my mind as I think about all the work that I've done lately over the past however many years of my life and continue on my process, what things have really been transformational and how differently I see the world than I did even like 5 years ago, right? And I think about people listening, like, I'm obsessed with this work. I live it all week, every day, all day, every day, as much as I possibly can, one breath at a time. And I see that my life has completely transformed and continues to, so it keeps me excited about doing deeper work, right? And it keeps me being like, well, what will it be like another 5 years from now or 10 years from now? And as I keep going, my life evolves into this beautiful space. And I also feel that the deeper I go, I have to remember all the layers of where I've even come to and how many layers I can't even imagine that are to come, right? And see how differently I'm relating to the world than I did 5 years ago, and try to remember how to communicate the things that I mean now with the same gravitas and depth, to really be able to speak to people that are coming from a different perspective. Because when it comes to gratitude, it is unbelievable how much this can transform your life. And there's a lot of people that, we talk about making a gratitude list. People are worried about possibly, just repeating the same kind of shit. That's totally fine. If you have 10 things and you wake up in the morning and you make a gratitude list and you're grateful for those same 10 things and you remind yourself to be grateful for them the next day and then the next day and then the next day, this is not something that I can talk about all these principles and they just become an understanding like, oh, I understand this. So gratitude is actually a really important thing. Until you actually do it and it becomes an experiential thing, none of this shit makes any sense or it has any weight to it until it's an actual experience of yours. So even just actually practicing some sort of gratitude, and it is a practice, right? I wonder if maybe we should do a meditation with it. Well, because there's a difference between just telling you about it and actually doing it. But so when you start to condition this mechanism, because when I used to hear about gratitude, that would mean that I wouldn't be moving towards something larger in my life, or I'm just supposed to, that I would feel like it would breed complacency, but it does not breed complacency at all. It's actually just learning, as I always talk about it, if you were to give something to somebody, and you kept giving and giving and giving and giving, which the universe, or I don't care if you want to fucking call it God or not, whatever it is, something is constantly giving to us. We're constantly given this life. We're constantly given all this stuff on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis. We are given all these gifts, these lives. We constantly just consume. We consume food. We don't even care where it comes from. We don't care what animals or plants or who had to die or what had to suffer in order for us to get food. We just take and take, and we give nothing back, right? And if you were constantly giving and never got any gratitude back for it, would you want to give more? No. right? So it's a very simple thing as we move out into the world with gratitude in our hearts. It doesn't even have to be some mystical thing. It's actually, you start to move in a different way. You start to behave and appear to the world in a different way. You start to appear as somebody that is grateful for everything that they're getting. So then the irony is that you don't get stuck with just what you have, but when you're grateful for what you have, you open room for more to come into your life. And so I think that we hear these different things from these other passages, from these other places rather, before moving through the passages or something, I don't know. But we hear them before we truly understand it, myself included, even as I'm saying this, like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But we hear it from this different perspective and we don't actually realize how powerful of a transformational tool this can actually be when we put it into practice. Right? When you start to condition this body and this mind, which is who you think you are, and you're not. You are so much more than that body and that mind. And that body and mind has only this limited understanding of this world. And when that body and mind starts to actually have gratitude for what it is and for what it experiences, it opens up into a whole new space and you start to be able to manage that body and that mind. And that frequency is then something else that is a much higher frequency to operate at. It is a much more pleasant frequency. Here's what it is you're conditioning yourself to be in a more a pleasant state of being, in a state of mind. You'll condition that mind to actually learn how to be grateful for the crap. And as I've said in a video before about gratitude, when you start to be grateful for the darkness, it has no power over you. Hear what I'm saying, the power in what I'm saying. When you start to be grateful for all the crap, it has no power over you, and that is fucking freedom, right? And when you can start to actually condition this body and mind to work into a space of gratitude for all the crap, it changes everything, because then nothing can affect you. Nothing can bring you down. You think, I don't have enough, or I want more, or I need more. It doesn't mean that you won't get more. Matter of fact, you'll be able to move yourself into a position from that space of gratitude and stability and strength within yourself, of being happy with what where you're already at. Instead of being into a heightened condition of anxiety or compulsion to need more, you move into a place of stability and then can take more clear action from there in your life. It's amazing. So I'm not going to do the meditation with you because I'm just not really feeling it. And I want to go back and be grateful for everything that I'm experiencing on my beautiful Thanksgiving with my beautiful partner. Ooh, look at the sun. I'm grateful for the sun. Right? But I will explain it to you. When you do a meditation where you can actually visualize and get into a space of something that you're really grateful for very easily, right? In the morning, you can actually just get into a space of like, start to think, instead of walking into the day going, what's going to happen today? Your mind is going towards all the crap or the shit you have to do and all this kind of stuff. If you start into a space of, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for, real simply, the ability to hear, the ability to speak, my legs, which help me walk, the blood that's pumping through my body, the breath that's coming into my body, whatever it is. And if you find something to be grateful for, find something, figure out what it is that you can be grateful for to start. Right? Doesn't have to be anything monumental, but to have a fucking roof over your head, to have food to eat. And if you don't have food to eat, right, then it's a whole different story. Then we find something else. But if you have food to eat, maybe even the ability to masticate, the ability to chew, to be able to understand and to hear and to speak and to drive and to talk. I mean, there's so much to be grateful for. And when you start moving to that space, you start to feel different in your life. It's amazing. So then the next step, or really, this is some meta kind of shit. That's just a great way to start your day with meditation, with gratitude. But if you start thinking about something that you feel very neutral about, right? And start to bring gratitude for that thing you feel very neutral about, so that you condition yourself to be into a space of now neutrality and condition your mind body to have gratitude and be able to emanate gratitude for that thing that you don't care about. So it can be towards a pen or towards the Trader Joe's clerk or whatever the fuck it is, something that you're completely neutral about. And then to take it one step deeper in your meditation, this is be a really profound meditation and taking the time and with the breath and visualization and letting it go. The third step would be to then have something come into your thought, into your mind, that you have no gratitude for, something that agitates you, irritates you, frustrates you, somebody or something or some situation, that fucking some resentment that you have, and bring that consciously into your mind and consciously bring gratitude in your mind for that thing. And if you can start to do that, if you can start to be grateful for the darkness, you're grateful for everything that has been given you, everything that has been taken away, and everything that has been left behind. And I'm telling you, we don't realize it, but that's where freedom comes in, right? No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we can see how our experience can benefit others. So you start to see the silver lining, if you will, in everything, because that's how it happens. The darkness is a part of who we are. And it's actually a part of the natural, the dark night of the soul, and the suffering, as the Buddhists would be like, it's only through suffering. And the Bhagavad Gita, it's everybody, the chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita is all about suffering, right? The yoga of despondency. And it's all about when you come to that place, when you fucking hit your rock bottom, that's where you start to build a foundation for everything else. And even through the chakra system, it's like you've got to hit that bottom. Most of us are like living life even in these in these upper chakras, and the one fucking problem that is actually destroying our entire lives is we don't have the solid foundation. We don't have that safety and trust and stability within ourselves. So grateful for the opportunity to get back to the bottom, to rebuild on a solid foundation, which is never fucking pleasant. But eventually, ultimately, we can be grateful for all of it, and grateful for the transformative process that gratitude can bring into our lives. In Lakesha Lakin, I am you, you are me. Namaste.